The hidden blueprint. Why some people quietly get rich while others struggle. Have you ever looked around and wondered why certain people seem to build wealth without breaking a sweat, while others work just as hard but never seem to move forward? It's as if there's a hidden blueprint for financial success, a set of unwritten rules whispered quietly within families and tight-knit communities. While most of us stumble through trial and error, a select few know exactly how to make their money work for them, almost like they were handed a secret manual at birth. Here's the truth. That manual does exist. For generations, certain communities, most notably the Jewish community, have mastered the art of building wealth steadily, deliberately, and, most importantly, silently. They don't gamble on luck. They don't chase trends. They simply follow timeless principles that anyone can apply if you're willing to learn. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on 10 silent secrets to building generational wealth strategies that have stood the test of time and continue to secure futures, no matter what's happening in the world. But there's a catch. The last secret is the true game changer. Miss that, and all the others might not matter. So stick with me to the end. Your financial life might never be the same. Ready to stop spinning your wheels and finally take control of your money? Let's dive in. Secret number 10. Treat earning money as a non-negotiable responsibility. Let's be honest. Most people think financial security is a matter of luck, inheritance, or being in the right place at the right time. But that's just not the case. The real difference maker? Mindset. Wealthy people see earning money as a duty, not an option. Imagine for a moment. If your income disappeared tomorrow, how long could you keep your life afloat? A month? 3? For most Americans, it's a scary short window. That's why the wealthy don't treat money like a nice-to-have. They treat it as essential as oxygen. It's not about greed. It's about independence and peace of mind. So how do you make this mental shift? You start by building real, marketable skills abilities the world actually pays for. Not hobbies, not distractions, but high-value skills like sales, tech, digital marketing, or software development. Think about Warren Buffett. He didn't wait for opportunity to knock, he built the door himself. Are you still waiting to be discovered, or are you taking the reins and creating your own path? Here's what to do. Make increasing your income a mission, not an afterthought. If you haven't grown your earnings in years, create a plan, take a course, launch a side hustle, or start investing even small amounts in broad market funds. Treat every dollar you earn as a stepping stone toward freedom. When you finally take ownership of your finances, something incredible happens. The anxiety disappears. Bills stop keeping you up at night. Emergencies don't knock you off course. And you never again have to depend on anyone else for your future. But here's the twist. Recognizing that earning money is your duty is just the first step. In the next section, I'll show you the real reason most people never build lasting wealth, even after their income goes up. It's a principle so powerful, it can quietly turn just $500 a month into $1 million fortune. Stick around, because the next secret is where the magic begins. Secret number 9. The power of playing the long game. Let me hit you with a question. If you had started investing even a small amount just 10 years ago, where would you be today? Think about that for a second. Most Americans are caught on a hamster wheel, working hard, thinking about next week's paycheck, constantly scrambling to cover this month's bills. Meanwhile, the wealthy? They're playing a whole different game. Their advantage isn't just having more money. It's how they think about time. While everyone else is obsessed with quick wins and instant gratification, the truly wealthy are patient architects, building something that lasts. They don't ask, "How can I get rich this month?" They ask, "What can I do now that'll make me wealthy 10, 20, even 30 years from now?" Here's a fact that might blow your mind. If you put $500 a month into a basic index fund, something as boring and steady as the S&P 500 earning just a 10% average return, you could end up with over $1 million after 30 years. That's not magic. That's compound interest, the same principle Einstein called the eighth wonder of the world. But here's the catch. Most people never get there. Not because they can't, but because they start too late or give up too soon. Every 5 years you put off investing, that's potentially Hundreds of thousands of dollars slipping right through your fingers. So, how do you adopt this long-term mindset and make it work for you? See time and note money as your greatest asset. The earlier you begin, the less you actually have to invest to end up wealthy. Create a real long-term financial roadmap. Don't just focus on next year's goals plan for where you want to be in 2035 or beyond. Break your big goal into yearly steps. Choose investments that grow steadily. Ignore get-rich-quick schemes. Look at proven vehicles like index funds, real estate, and established businesses' assets with track records of growth. Imagine waking up 10 years from now with money flowing in not because you worked overtime, but because of smart decisions you made years ago. That's the real power of playing the long game. But most people sabotage themselves, even if they have the right mindset. Why? Because having a plan is worthless if you don't have a system to manage your money. In the next section, I'll reveal a dead simple method that's been quietly building family wealth for generations. It's a way to make sure you always have money for emergencies, investments, and even giving back. Ready to finally break the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle? Let's move to the next secret. Secret number 8. The 5-jar system. Your simple path to organized wealth. Let's get real for a second. If someone handed you $10,000 today, would you know exactly what to do with it? Or would it disappear bit by bit until one day you're staring at your bank account wondering where it all went? Here's a truth the rich have known for generations. Making money is only half the battle. The real test is how you manage it. Most people treat money like sand. They grab it, spend it, and hope there's some left at the end of the month. But hope isn't a strategy. That's why the truly wealthy follow a simple, bulletproof system that practically guarantees they're always moving forward. The 5-jar system. The beauty of this system is its simplicity. Every dollar that comes in gets divided immediately into 5 purpose-driven jars. Not after you shop, not at the end of the month. Before you spend a single penny. That little shift changes everything. Here's how it works. Give back first, 10%. This isn't just about charity, it's about shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance. When you give, you remind yourself that there's always enough to go around. Support your circle, 10%. Family, friends, causes you care about this jar is about building a network of mutual strength. Communities that support each other become stronger and wealthier together. Invest in your future, 20%. This is your never touch it for expenses jar. Real estate, businesses, index funds money that's sent out to bring back more money. This is how you build lasting wealth, not just a fat paycheck. Protect yourself, 10%. Cars break, roofs leak, layoffs happen. This emergency jar means you never get knocked out by life's curveballs. Think of it as your peace of mind fund. Live on the rest, 50%. All your essentials rent, food, transportation need to fit in here. If your lifestyle doesn't fit, it's a warning sign. It's time to reassess, not overspend. Picture this. Never scrambling for cash when the car needs repairs, never feeling guilty about investing for the future, never falling into debt because you were unprepared. This isn't a fantasy. It's the reality for people who follow a system instead of leaving their financial future to chance. But there's one more thing. This system only works if you can pass it on. In the next secret, I'll show you why teaching financial education at home is the missing ingredient that schools ignore and how families who do this quietly build wealth that lasts for generations. Secret number 7, raising money-smart kids. Why financial education starts at home. Let's rewind for a minute. Imagine if, when you were 10 years old, someone sat you down and showed you exactly how money works. How to save, invest, and grow your wealth, practical stuff you could use for the rest of your life. Where would you be financially today? Here's the cold, hard truth. Most Americans spend over a decade in school learning about algebra, the Civil War, and Shakespeare. But the average high school graduate can't tell you how to open a brokerage account, how interest works, or how to stay out of debt. Is it any surprise that so many people end up living paycheck to paycheck, repeating the same money mistakes their parents did? Wealthy families break this cycle. They make money talk a normal, everyday thing. Kids learn early sometimes, before they hit middle school, how to budget, how to invest, how to spot an opportunity, and how to avoid debt traps. This isn't about raising money-obsessed robots. It's about giving the next generation a toolkit for freedom. The stuff you wish someone had taught you. Why does this matter so much? Because research is crystal clear. Kids who learn about money at home are twice as likely to become financially independent adults. They understand compound interest before their first job. They're less likely to drown in credit card debt. And when they become parents, they pass these habits down, multiplying wealth with each generation. So, how do you make financial education part of your family's culture? Talk openly about money. No shame, no secrecy. Explain your decisions. Involve your kids in age-appropriate conversations about what things cost and why you spend or don't spend on certain things. Make it hands-on. Use a kid-friendly version of the 5-jar system with their allowance, spending, saving, investing, giving, and a rainy day jar. Watching their investment jar grow even by a few dollars teaches powerful lessons that stick for life. Encourage entrepreneurship. Instead of just handing over cash, show kids how to earn by creating value mowing lawns, selling lemonade, designing digital art, or reselling sneakers. They'll see firsthand that money comes from solving problems and helping others. Teach compound interest early. Use simple charts or apps to show how a dollar invested grows over time. Make it visual. Make it real. Just imagine how many financial headaches could you have avoided if you learned these lessons at age 10? How much more secure would your family be today? What are you teaching your kids or your younger siblings about money right now? But knowledge alone isn't enough. There's one more key to accelerating your financial growth: the power of your network. In the next secret, I'll reveal why the relationships you build and the people you surround yourself with can open doors to opportunities most people never see. Secret number 6. Your network is your shortcut to wealth. You've heard the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But let's be real. Most people ignore this advice or misunderstand it completely. They assume networking is all about schmoozing at parties or collecting business cards. Nothing could be further from the truth. Wealthy people understand something most of us miss. The fastest path to new opportunities, lucrative deals, and game-changing knowledge runs through other people. Think about Itho. Do some folks seem to stumble into the perfect job or discover killer investments before everyone else? It's not luck. It's access. Most Americans try to build wealth alone, grinding it out in isolation. They never connect with the people or groups that could fast-track their growth. They miss out on insider info and opportunities that are rarely advertised to the public. In reality, the world's best opportunities get shared within trusted networks long before the rest of us even know they exist. Here's a wild stat. 70% of all jobs and business opportunities come through personal connections, not job boards, not cold applications. The best deals, the most valuable partnerships, the doors that seem closed to others, these all open through relationships. So how do you build a network that actually grows your wealth? Show up where opportunity lives. That means joining professional groups, attending industry events, and being present where high-value connections gather. Most people miss out simply because they're not in the room. Give before you get. Networking isn't about taking, it's about contributing. Offer help, share resources, and support others first. When you build a reputation as a giver, people remember you when real opportunities come up. Surround yourself with successful people. If everyone around you is just scraping by, that mindset rubs off. Seek out mentors and peers who are already where you want to be. Their perspective and habits will transform your own. Leverage warm introductions. The best opportunities are passed along through trusted referrals. Build credibility and trust, and soon others will open doors for you that you could never access alone. Imagine a world where you get a phone call about a business opportunity before it's public, or a friend tips you off to an investment with huge upside. This isn't a fantasy. It's the everyday reality for those who invest in strategic relationships. But even the best network won't save you if you're not smart with your money. In the next secret, I'll show you why the real secret to wealth isn't what you earn, it's how you spend. Secret number 5. Intelligent frugality. Spend smarter. build wealth. Let's bust a myth right now. Most millionaires don't drive Ferraris or live in mega mansions. The real secret? They know the difference between looking rich and actually being rich. See, a lot of people fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation. Every time their paycheck grows, so do their expenses. New gadgets, bigger homes, fancier vacations money comes in and flows right back out. It's a cycle that keeps even high earners broke, all to impress people who aren't even paying attention. Here's the cold reality. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Studies have shown that nearly 70% of lottery winners are broke within 5 years. Why? Because without good money habits, a financial windfall becomes a disaster. Money without management just doesn't last. Wealthy people take a completely different approach. They treat every dollar with respect. They ask themselves before every purchase, will this make me richer or just make me look good for a minute? They spend strategically, not impulsively. So how do you practice intelligent frugality without feeling deprived? Build a realistic budget and actually stick to it. Track your money. Before you buy, ask yourself if this purchase is helping you grow your wealth or just feeding a momentary desire. Prioritize investing over spending. Every time you're tempted to splurge on something that loses value, remember that putting that money into assets like real estate, a business, or an index fund brings you closer to financial freedom. Watch out for lifestyle creep. When you get a raise, don't automatically upgrade your life. Upgrade your savings and investments instead. See money as a tool, not a status symbol. True wealth is quiet. The most financially secure people don't need to prove anything to anyone. They let their growing net worth speak for itself. Just imagine what your life would look like if your money worked for you. If you could invest more, save more, and stress less about every bill that comes your way. That's the real reward of intelligent frugality. Freedom and options, not flashy status symbols. But there's one enemy of wealth that can destroy all your progress if you let it creep in debt. In the next secret, I'll show you how to avoid the debt traps that keep millions stuck on the hamster wheel, and how to use credit as a tool, not a trap. Secret number 4, outsmarting debt. Use credit, don't let it use you. Here's a tough pill to swallow. Most Americans spend their entire lives working just to pay interest. It's not that debt itself is evil used wisely. It can help you build wealth. But for millions, debt is a lifelong prison sentence, quietly eating away at every dollar they earn. Let's break it down. If you need to borrow money to buy something, you probably can't afford it. That's the golden rule the financially savvy live by. The trap? Credit cards and loans make it feel easy to buy now and worry later. You make the minimum payment, thinking it's no big deal, but interest keeps racking up. Before you know it, you're not building your future, you're financing someone else's. Here's a staggering stat. The average American will pay over $100,000 in interest on consumer debt in their lifetime. That's money that could have been invested, grown, and used for your dreams. Instead, it's lining the pockets of banks. So, how do you break free and use credit to your advantage? Only borrow to build wealth. The wealthy use debt as leverage buying assets like real estate or expanding a business that brings in more income than the interest costs. Always pay your credit cards in full. Treat cards as a convenience, not as a loan. Pay the balance every month so you never pay interest. Attack bad debt relentlessly. If you're carrying high-interest debt, make eliminating it your top priority even before investing. Every extra dollar should go toward breaking free. Ignore the siren song of easy payments. If the only way you can afford something is by stretching payments over years, it's a clear sign you're not ready for it yet. Just imagine a life where your paycheck isn't swallowed up by debt payments. Your money is finally working for you, not the bank. You're building wealth, not someone else's fortune. But outsmarting debt is just one piece of the puzzle. The real breakthrough comes when you learn how to control your own financial destiny. That's where entrepreneurship steps in. In the next secret, I'll show you why starting your own business 7 on the side could be the fastest, most reliable path to true financial independence. Secret number 3, entrepreneurship, the fast track to independence. Let's get honest. If you lost your job tomorrow, would you have another way to pay your bills? Would you be in panic mode? Relying on a single paycheck is one of the biggest financial risks most Americans take. Yet, so many people spend their lives working to make someone else rich, all while hoping their employer's fortunes never run out. Here's what the wealthy understand. Real security means controlling your income. That's why entrepreneurship is such a powerful wealth-building engine. When you own the Business 7, if it starts as a side hustle, you decide how high your income can go. There's no boss capping your raises, no single point of failure, and no fear that a pink slip will wipe you out overnight. Think about it. Over 80% of American millionaires are business owners or entrepreneurs. They didn't start with a trust fund or secret family money. Most just saw a problem and built a solution. So, how can you start your journey toward independence even if you're starting small? Solve a real problem. Look around. What do people complain about? What's missing in your community or industry? Find a pain point you can fix and get creative. Start small. Think big. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow. Launch a side business, freelance on weekends, sell a digital product, or offer a service online. Amazon, Apple, and countless others began as side gigs or garage experiments. Become a student of business and money. Read books, take courses, understand not just how to earn money, but how to manage, grow, and reinvest it. Knowledge is leverage. Focus on recurring and scalable income. The best businesses earn while you sleep. Look into digital products, subscriptions, rental real estate, or anything that pays you over and over, not just once. Picture it. You wake up to new sales, passive income rolling in, and the confidence that no one can take away your livelihood. You're not just surviving, you're building something that could last for generations. But remember, even the most successful business isn't bulletproof if all your money comes from one place. That's why the next secret is crucial income diversification. I'll show you how the wealthy build multiple streams so their financial engine never stalls. Secret number 2, multiple streams. Never rely on just one income. Picture this. You're cruising along, paying your bills, maybe even saving a little, when suddenly, boom, your main source of income dries up. It could be a layoff, a company closing, or an industry shift nobody saw coming. What would you do? The wealthiest people in America never let themselves live with that kind of risk. They know that real financial security isn't about having a giant salary, it's about having options. That's why they follow one golden rule. Never depend on just one stream of income. It's like building a house with a dozen sturdy pillars instead of balancing everything on a single wobbly stick. Surprised? The average millionaire has at least 7 different sources of income. That means if one slows down or even disappears, the others keep on rolling. They're always moving forward, never stuck at zero. So how do you put this into action starting now? Don't make your job your only engine. Your salary is just a starting point. Build side hustles, freelance gigs, or small businesses that bring in extra money. Even a few $100 a month can change your game. Invest for cash flow. Buy assets that pay you. Think rental properties in growth markets, dividend-paying stocks, online businesses, or real estate investment trusts. Passive income is like having your own financial safety net. Develop skills you can monetize. Digital marketing, coding, consulting, sales pitch skills that let you earn on your terms. The more flexible you are, the harder it is for a downturn to knock you out. Diversify, diversify, diversify. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments, your side gigs, and even your professional contacts across different industries and areas. Imagine a life where, no matter what happens in the economy, money keeps flowing in from multiple directions. You never again have to fear a pink slip or a market crash. You're in control, and your wealth is built to weather any storm. But there's one last critical step. In the final secret, I'll walk you through the exact blueprint the wealthy use to quietly build their first million without hype, risky bets, or chasing trends. This is where everything you've learned comes together. Secret number 1. The Quiet Millionaire's Roadmap. 4 steps to your first million. Let's put it all together. Most people think hitting that first million is all about luck, a big salary, or some crazy investment hack. The truth? Wealthy people follow a methodical, repeatable formula that doesn't rely on hype, flash, or wild risk. So what's their secret playbook? It's actually 4 simple steps followed with discipline that anyone can start using right now. Step 1. Always find ways to increase your income. You can't invest or save what you don't earn. The wealthy are always on the lookout for ways to boost their income, better paying careers, side businesses, smart investments, or new skills that open higher paying doors. Action. If your paycheck hasn't changed in years, it's time to shake things up. Explore new job opportunities, launch a side hustle, or pick up a new skill that's in high demand. Step 2. Master saving and expense control. The biggest wealth killer? Spending everything you make. Millionaires live well below their means, quietly stashing away money before it ever hits their checking account. They never let lifestyle inflation eat their future. They stick to budgets and prioritize investments over status. Action. Make sure your expenses never exceed 50% of your take-home pay. Automate savings and investments so you're never tempted to spend first and save later. Step 3. Invest for growth, not just safety. Money that sits in a checking account is losing value every year to inflation. The wealthy transform savings into assets that work for them. Stocks, real estate, businesses, or index funds that grow over time. Compound interest becomes their best friend, and they reinvest profits to create even more growth. Action. If you're not investing yet, start even, if it's just a little. Diversify. Index funds, rental properties, dividend stocks. Let your money grow while you sleep. Step 4. Be patient. Wealth grows quietly over time. Here's the final secret. Real wealth isn't built overnight. It's the result of years of steady, disciplined action. No shortcuts, no lottery tickets. The rich tune out the noise and stick to their plan, letting compound growth and smart decisions work their magic. Action. Stop chasing quick wins. Stick with your investment strategy and let time do the heavy lifting. Now, imagine this. You wake up one day and realize you've quietly become a millionaire, not by showing off, not by gambling, but by following a plan anyone can copy. You're free to make choices: where to live, what to do, how to help others without money, stress controlling your life. Your move. Which secret will you start with? So you've made it to the end. Here's the question that separates dreamers from doers. Which of these secrets are you going to put to work in your own life starting this week? Will you launch that side hustle? Finally invest in your first index fund? Build your 5-jar system or start teaching your kids about money? Drop a comment below and tell me which step you're taking, or rate this video from 0 to 10 if you found it valuable. Your journey to financial freedom starts now. And remember, the quiet path to wealth is open to anyone willing to take the first step.